All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday, March 11th. As you can see, I'm long up about 28 pips EuroCAD again. This time, I'm trading it off the 200 EMA. A bunch of people in the VIP chat, as you can see here in the bottom corner, are also in this trade with me. Eric, Alex, Tim, a couple other people I'm sure, also riding this move. This was an easy to read D1 entry. So what I'm going to do in this video, as we're up now 30 pips from my entry, as you can see also, both stops are locked in profit. So this is risk-free money. I can't lose any money on this trade, and I'm going to let this thing rip because I know as US markets are opening lower in about 2 hours, most likely, futures are down right now, we're probably going to see euro pairs continue higher. So my stops are locked. I can't lose any money on this thing. I actually took a little bit of profit off, but still majority of the position is still in, and I'm letting it run hopefully past high of day. But I want to break it down for you guys. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Austin Silver. I'm the co-owner and head of trading here at ASFX. I appreciate you checking out my trading videos. Do me a favor, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you enjoy the video, give me a thumbs up because it does help me spread the value here to other traders in the community. So let's just take a look. If we flip over to TradingView, you see the 1 minute on the right side, 15 minute on the left side. Let's start with the 15 minute. You'll see that it's been in a range all week. Now the range is massive, it's about 300 pips, but knowing that we're at the bottom of the range, the same level that we bounced off of on Monday and Tuesday, I'm long biased here off that level, off the 200 EMA, and following the idea that euro pairs are going to continue to move higher, the same direction I've been trading them if you watch my other videos, because US markets are getting chopped around. So because we have these conditions right now between the coronavirus, the trade deals, all of the things going on, US stock market's getting smacked, US economy's getting smacked, global economies are getting smacked. That's letting me take advantage of the volatility here as I'm buying euro pairs. Now, if we look at the 1 minute chart, the divergence set in basically from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. It was 2 hours of falling price action, but a rising RSI. Now, I didn't hop in early. I waited literally from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock and it didn't move. It just chopped sideways. But when it finally started to break out here to the upside, through the 200 EMA, TDI started to move itself into the buy zone. That's when I liked my risk reward here to use the bottom of this kind of flag pattern here, the bottom of that, as my stop. And now I'm letting this thing rip. So you can see the flag right here, right? That's now the bottom. That's my stop. There's my entry. And I'm looking to see if this thing will come, I'll show you, towards high of day. So we're breaking through this blue line here. That's the 50 EMA. That's a great sign for the trade. I wanted to come on and just show you guys where I'm at with the trade, why I liked it. I'm up 33 pips from the best entry, 27 from my second position, and we're going to give this thing time. It could be a trade that goes all day, so I might have to go to the gym and go do my other and then come back and give you guys the recap later this afternoon. But again, I appreciate you being here. We're up 32. We're going to give it time. This stuff is easy. This is following the D1 system, following the same trend on the same pairs almost every single day. Can't make this up. I can't, show you guys in any other way. I showed you the scalp I had on this trade last night. If we take a look at the 15 minute, had I still been in that position, I could have made money from here off the 200 last night. 122 pips it ripped. So again, when I get the long signal here today off the 200, if I took the trade last night, I'm going to take the trade again today. The bias is the same until told otherwise. And the chart hasn't told us otherwise yet. So again, it's now just about 7:30. I'll pull up the FX. I'm up 35 and 28. So I'll give it some more time. I'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, it's 8:02 now. As you can see, I am half off the trade, a little bit more than that actually now. I only have one position left, but the stop loss is still locked in profit on this piece. I'm up 38 pips from it. I want to show you here on the 1 minute the reason I just took off another little chunk of this trade. So the first piece that I closed was at 2R, being the fact that it's not a great setup on the 15 minute. I'll show you in a second what I mean by that. That tells me that I have to take a little bit off here at 2R and move the stop loss into profit to make sure I can't lose any money, can't give back any of this win. Then when we came back up here a few minutes ago and retested the high set at 746, when we hit overbought again, I took a little bit more off because I know that sometimes we can bounce, now building a little bit of divergence on top. So in the same way I'll use divergence on the bottom to help me get in, I'll use it on the top here. When we're not in A+ setups, I'll use it on the top to get me out early in profit to make sure that I'm securing some of the trade. On the 15 minute, when I say it's not an A setup, something that I would look to, expect to go this full length, testing yesterday's high or testing the high of week, the reason for me not feeling that way about this trade, now I think it can, that's why I'm still holding a piece, but why I'm not grading it as an A setup is, first of all, because of this TDI. You see how it comes down into the sell zone, back into the buy zone, back into the sell zone? It's very indecisive, so that could definitely be better. And on top of that, we're off the 200 EMA, not off the 50 EMA. The best movers that I find, the really strong rips, come off the 50 EMA, the higher probability trades. Now, again, this still could do it, and that's why I'm holding a piece of the trade, but I want to make sure I'm securing the bag and putting this win right in my pocket. So a very quick trade again, very little pain here. You saw it's 804. I've got about 25% of the position still left in, and we're going to let it roll. I'm up about 31 pips. So I'll come back in a little bit and let you know how this trade plays out. All right, guys, it is now 8:33. The trade continues higher here. I'm up about 70 pips. I just took a little bit more off, so now I'm running a very, very small piece of the trade, and I'm going to hold this all day. I have some other work I need to get done, so we're going to wrap the video up here, but I did want to just show you guys how, again, this trade had very little pain from the beginning of the D1 entry all the way through now into profit 75 pips higher. If we take a look at the 15-minute, we're going to just switch over here. You can see we're almost retesting the high of day set right at the changeover from the Asian session into the London session. So we set that high at 245, but by 250, 3 o'clock in the morning, we were way off that high. So the high has been set, showed resistance, we pushed down off of it. When we hit the support zone at the 200 EMA, that's where I created the long bias and really started to get interested to potentially buy it. Using the D1 entry, we're able to go in and find probable risk reward like this. Here, my stop was only 16 pips because with the D1, you can wait and be very late, and that's actually what I marked here. If you look at the 1 minute markup big, the D1 entry would have had me in back at 6:02, but I was in at 7:10. Literally, I waited an hour longer after the entry signal was already there. I knew where my stop should be. I knew what the risk reward could be. I knew it was going to move higher. It was all set for an hour, and I just sat here and waited. And then this paid off like that for me. So now we're up almost 80, I think, 71. So we'll see. It should push over 100, to be honest, because if you look at the 15-minute, again, we'll switch back over here. If we can break past high of day, which is 156.02, which is probably that 156 solid number right there, if we can break through that zone, which we're about 12 pips off of it, 12 pips under it, there's nothing above us other than where we stopped Monday and Tuesday, the high of the week, 157. So if we can break 156, I think we can go to 157. And that's why I'm running this 10% piece. I've seen this thing hold the 8 EMA. You guys have probably seen it. Candle, candle, candle for 14, 15 candles here on the 15-minute chart in a row. So if that's what this wants to do, I want some of my trade in it. Now, I can't predict that, and that's why I've closed majority of it, but I still would like to take advantage of that if it continues. And again, this just follows the bullish momentum. Right now, futures are down 629 points. The beautiful thing about trading Forex is we get to be done. I'm basically done trading. I'm going to manage this, but I'm stops and profit. I'm not touching it. We're done trading an hour before the U.S. stock market even opens. I'm up 70 pips before anyone in the U.S. market even places a trade. I'm not trying to convince anybody to come trade Forex, but I'm in my pajamas still. You guys see what we're doing every day. Go watch all the other recap videos. It's the same stuff every day. So, up 73 now. Like I said, I'm going to let this continue. But I appreciate you guys being here. I hope that today's video showed you, again, the bias is easy when you have predetermined entry and exit signals that create risk reward scenarios for you like this. If you have the bias, you know which way you should be trading, all you need is those systems to give you the risk reward setups to trade. And here, it was pain-free, instantly into profit, and now up 75, 76 pips, almost 77. So I think we're going to push and continue and have ourselves another great day. 3 for 3 this week, all long trades on EuroCAD. Can't get any easier than this, people. So if you have any questions, comment below, reach out to me. My info is in the description. If you want to find out about our courses, there's info down below in the description as well. I appreciate you being here very much, and I'll see you guys in the next trade recap.